Welcome to the Nerd Party.
My head is spinning. It's the beginning of the end. The people free.
Hello and welcome to a special Between Takes episode of Missing Frames. I'm your host, Shawn Eastridge. This is usually the podcast where we watch all the movies we should have seen by this point in our lives, but every so often we do a special episode for you because we love you. That's how it works here on Missing Frames. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, if you love us, be sure to leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Those help us out a lot. You can write a review. You can just say, it could just be the word love over and over again because that's all we have here on Missing Frames. A lot of love, and there's a whole lot of love to go around. Led Zeppelin would be so proud of us. We are over here on the Nerd Party Network. There's so many great things over here. Just check it out at thenerdparty.com, and you can follow us at Join Nerd Party on Twitter, at The Nerd Party on Instagram, and like the Facebook page, The Nerd Party. So this is a third part of a series we've been doing. My wife and I have been going through the Bill and Ted series, and Sarah is back again. Sarah, welcome back to the show.
I'm back.
We are here to conclude our Bill and Ted series with, I mean, technically this could be a normal Missing Frame because this is a movie we should have seen by this point in our lives, even though it's only been out for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
I've been dying to do it.
Me too.
But we wanted to make it right. We wanted to do the right way because you had not seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which we watched on Missing Frames a year ago. And then just, a couple weeks ago, in the episode just went up, we did Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey to prep for this third movie. Yeah. I've been waiting for this film for as long as I don't even know when they first started talking about it.
It's got to be at least a few years, right?
It's been, I know in 2010 they said they had an idea for Bill and Ted 3, but it was just a matter of financing. But they finally got everything together. They finally made it work. The whole thing was like Alex Winter wanted to do it. Keanu Reeves wanted to do it. And the writers, they had a great script, but like it was just a financial thing. They couldn't get a studio to back it. They finally got a studio to back it. And of course, coronavirus happened. So they can't release it into theaters. But it sounds like it's doing really well on VOD.
Yeah, which I'm so happy for them.
Me
because
too. I wanted this film to be a success because I love them. I love the enthusiasm. I loved the idea of Bill and Ted being like middle-aged and kind of not sure what to do with it sounded like a fun concept. So I was on board and I was hoping it would work out, and it happened. Bill and Ted Face the Music. It exists. It's a movie.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. So just to give you some, a little bit of a reminder, first of all, if you haven't gone back and listened to the episodes we did for the Bill and Ted movies, I'd encourage you to listen to those. That'll give you some context going into this. But to refresh, Excellent Adventure. We both loved that movie.
Loved it.
Excellent Adventure. It's fun. It's goofy. It's so sweet. Bogus Journey. We just watched. Not as sweet. Interesting.
Really interesting.
Really bold as far as like trying new things. Very creative. Amazing ideas. Just not. It overstays its welcome. Not as fresh as Excellent Adventure, but still worth a watch, right?
Yes.
You really you were a little bit more like baffled. You can go back and listen to that episode, everybody. But you can hear it. We're both so baffled by it.
It's an interesting jump from the first one to the second, just because I think we just gush pretty much for the first movie, and then the second is us like just armchair therapy, working out our feelings about this movie.
We're trying to process it.
Yeah.
There's a lot to
but
take
I'm
in.
super glad I watched it. I mean, I didn't want to skip it for the third movie, which I've been really pumped about. So,
yeah. So that's basically where we stand. Excellent Adventure, we love. Bogus Journey, we enjoy and appreciate,
an enigma.
But it's just not. Yeah, it's not as good as the first one. But what do we want for Bill and Ted Face the Music?
I want more of Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, I want that tone.
Yeah, and I think based on the trailer and some early buzz, I think that's what we're gonna get. Yeah. So I'm really hopeful.
I am too. There's a whole conversation around these movies where it's like, Bill and Ted, do we need a third movie? And part of me is like, look, if the movie is sweet, first of all, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter being in it goes a long way towards this movie starting off. You can't do this movie without them.
No way.
So that's exciting. We have the writers who did the first two movies. It's Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon. So they came back. They wrote the script. Great. You also have Dean Parasot, who is the director of Galaxy Quest, which is
Ooh.
one of the best movies
didn't know that. Okay.
ever. So that, to me, it's a great combination.
good formula
You're bringing
right
William
there.
Sadler back to play the Grim Reaper. Again, you can't go wrong with William
My
Sadler.
man.
So this whole thing of like, do we need a Bill and Ted? Are the first two even that great to begin with? And I'm like, look, they're not. If you want to go in the direction of like, are they cinematic masterpieces? No, but they're so sweet. They're so fun. All I want from this movie is just the sense of purity. These movies were never perfect to begin with. I don't need Bill and Ted Face the Music to be like, this isn't a Force Awakens situation where you're like, if this isn't the best movie I've ever seen, I'm going to hate it. It's a Bill and Ted movie. It's another one. That in and of itself is a gift. All I really want is for that same sense of sincerity that the first one had and that sense of goofiness. I just want to enjoy it, and I want to feel that sense of like everybody came together because they just wanted to do something special for people who love this franchise.
Yeah, and I mean, Excellent Adventure for me was a one big warm hug, and that is exactly what I need as we end this crazy year.
Yes.
So I don't need the wheel to be reinvented. I just want more of the same. Like, that is fine. And I will be ecstatic if I even get like 50% of my expectation at this point.
Especially like you said, this year. It's
Yeah.
just I feel like
It's
this is a
been
movie
chaotic
we all need.
and yeah.
And that's been a vibe I've heard from a lot of reviews of it.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not perfect, but somehow it's like perfect for this moment in time where we're all just kind of like, what is life? What is going on? Is there anything to look forward to? Is there any hope? I feel like it's funny. We're like, let's not put our expectations on this movie, but somehow Bill and Ted Face the Music kind of became that movie where it's like, we just want something sweet and fun that will give you a sense of hope for humanity. I guess that's
what
maybe
I
I
need
am
right
putting
now.
more on this than I thought I was.
Well, I mean, you and I were just talking about coming of age movies the other day, and I was making a list for the pure reason is that I need some good coming of age, feel good, warm hug movies because this year has been really challenging and crazy and strange, and this is definitely on that list.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, please come through. So yeah, maybe we are really
I think
putting a lot of
we are.
expectations on,
So
but
as
that's
lo-
okay.
I want to laugh. This movie makes me smile. That's all I'm asking.
Same.
So
Me too.
I think I've been waiting almost 20 years
Yeah.
to do this. Let's
go rent
let's not
it.
delay any further. Let's go do this.
Now available to own on video cassette.
All right, Missing Framers, it's giveaway time. That's right. We're celebrating the release of the Alfred Hitchcock collection from Universal Pictures Home Entertainment, which, by the way, is now available in a beautiful 4K Ultra HD combo pack. What's not to love about that? And guess what? We, as in me, I've got 5 digital copies of Psycho that I want you to have, and it's just in time for Halloween. You see, we love you so much. So you're probably in the know about this set already, but in case you're not, don't worry, I've got all the details for you. This essential collection includes 4 iconic films from the acclaimed director's illustrious career. So you've got Rear Window, Vertigo, Psycho, The Birds, and not only that, now you have them in 4K. That's all you've ever wanted out of life. That means you get to see the likes of James Stewart, Grace Kelly, Anthony Perkins, Janet Leigh, Tippi Hedren, Kim Novak, Rod Taylor in 4K. What more can anyone ask? The set even includes the original, never-released, uncut version of Psycho, along with hours of bonus features such as documentaries, expert commentaries, interviews, screen tests, and so much more. So now, okay, yes, I get it. Let's get on to the giveaway. How do I get my digital version of Psycho? Well, it's easy. What you want to do is head over to Apple Podcasts, which you may be listening to this on Apple Podcasts already. So you've already completed the first step. So head over there and then write a review for Missing Frames. Once your review is published, take a screenshot and send it over to @JoinNerdParty on Twitter. You can DM us, or we'll have a tweet that you can reply to pinned to the top of our page. Hey, you can also, between you and me, you can shoot me an email. And my email is Shawn Dorman, that's SHAWNDORMAN at thenerdparty.com. ShawnDoorman at thenerdparty.com. See, I told you I love you. I'm giving you my email address. So make sure you have that screenshot in the email as an attachment, or you send the screenshot of your review to @JoinNerdParty. So what we'll do is we will select 5 lucky winners at random, and we'll inform them via email or DM by Friday, October 2nd. So you've got a little bit of time to make this happen. There's no excuses not to. So best of luck. And remember, we all go a little mad sometimes. And we're back. So how do we feel about Bill and Ted Face the Music?
I'm so happy.
Yeah, that was exactly what I needed it to be. It was sweet. It was stupid. It was heartfelt. And I got more, I was expecting to have an emotional attachment due to my just the franchise, my connection to the
crying. Shoot.
just my emotional attachment to the franchise, but I wasn't expecting like it to be so poignant at times.
Yeah.
So like there's so much good stuff in this movie and it's so heartfelt. So it gets glowing recommendations from us.
I feel like I'm going to be useless this whole episode because I'm
crying right now.
I'm crying right now. I've been crying for 30 minutes. What are words? We'll find out.
Why did you like it so much? What worked about this one in particular that didn't work about Bogus Journey for you?
It was my warm hug that I wanted. It was just so genuine and thoughtful and sweet. And it was like stupid, but obviously intentionally stupid. And I don't know. I just like, it was so good to revisit all these characters. And it was so cool because you get Bill and Ted, who are obviously the main characters, but this movie felt so rich where a lot of the supporting roles got just as much screen time, it felt like, or their own meaningful stories. And I thought that was so cool. They did such an excellent job with this movie.
Yeah, the new cast members are great. You have, so Samara Weaving plays Thea, Bill's daughter.
Oh my gosh.
And that's also Hugo Weaving's. I think so.
Okay.
She's his niece.
But
so
she's
how
a
cool
Weaving.
that she's a Weaving. She's in this. And then Bridget Lundy Payne is Billy.
The daughters were fantastic.
They were so good, and everything about the movie was so good.
I know.
It was almost like so you, Brad Gullickson, who is with the Rest in Pictures podcast, the comic book couples counseling podcast, and the In the Mouth of Darkness podcast, because he's awesome and he does so much. But he'd mentioned in the Bogus Journey episode, you'd compared Bogus Journey to Evil Dead 2,
right?
With the first Bill and Ted being Evil Dead 1, in terms of like they just felt like different movies. And I said it's like Temple of Doom with Raiders of the Lost Ark. And if we're doing a trilogy, this feels more like Last Crusade in a way.
Yeah.
Like an Army of Darkness just goes off the rails into complete slapstick. So this feels kind of like Last Crusade in terms of the course correct that made it more like Raiders than Temple of Doom. It's like they heard the criticisms about the second one, and they were like, well, let's just do something that feels more in tone with the first one. In a way, it makes me more appreciative of Bogus Journey. Not that I wasn't before, but Bogus Journey is such an anomaly, and it now works as like a weird oddball middle chapter to a trilogy more than it did as just the only sequel to Bill and Ted.
I agree.
This one feels almost, in a lot of ways, more like the sequel you would have expected from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Like you would have expected it to spawn this movie, not so much Bogus Journey, which makes me like Bogus Journey all the more, and also makes me love this all the more, because what you needed after, I think what we need right now is more of Excellent Adventure, and that innocence and sense of fun, and that just kind of goofy cluelessness that I think Bogus Journey, because it felt a little more mean-spirited, just kind of lost that a bit, and this sort of brought the balance again. But you have all the elements, some of the weirder stuff, and you bring back death, which is always great. So William Sadler's in this. And again, not enough William Sadler. I just want more William Sadler in every movie.
He can get his spin-off series.
You can get the spin-off series. You can go watch him in Demon Knight and get your fill that way. But I felt like this was the right move to make. And it's not like, I mean, the movie has its faults. Like it's not like a perfect film, but it's exactly what I feel like I wanted it to be as far as a third Bill and Ted movie.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard to go back. Like I imagine Chris Matheson and Ed Solomon kind of feel like, what the hell? Like they made Excellent Adventure almost like as a one joke thing. Like to them, it was like, this was never going to spawn something. So I can't imagine the pressure of like, now people have expectations for this thing that was never supposed to be this big to begin with. So kudos to them for making it work and really, really digging in and finding the things that worked about these characters. And
yeah, I mean, I think they, as a fan, and I'm not a lifelong, obviously I just started this journey like, a few years ago, but they have completely fulfilled my expectations. And I would imagine people that have been a fan of this franchise for, 20 years probably feel the same. I haven't really looked at many critical reviews. I've steered clear of a lot just because I didn't want to get spoiled. But I would think this movie would be pretty well received.
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
right?
So it has an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
which is right in line with the first one. And again, the consensus is basically the same thing. Like, it's dumb, but it's like the right kind of dumb, like the kind of dumb we sort of need right now. And just that, like, maybe it's a little corny, but like the sweetness of the message, I love. And again, we're going to spoil things. So just a heads up, if you haven't seen it, see it. If you're a Bill and Ted fan, you're going to love it. If you're not a huge Bill and Ted fan, I don't know. I mean, what are you doing here? Don't listen to this. This is the wrong podcast for you. But spoiling everything. I love that they made good on the promise of Bill and Ted Save the World.
Yes.
Because Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, it was kind of a joke. Like, it was kind of like, yeah, you have to pass your history class because you have to form a band that will save the world. All you need to do is tease the future. They do a great job of like, oh yes, there's this weird idyllic future, but they never had to do anything more than tease it. They never had to make good on that. And then Bogus Journey kind of tried to, but just sort of like felt a little derailed. And then they kind of forced it into the end of the movie in a way that didn't feel satisfying on the level of like, oh, this is the thing that will unite the world and da-da-da. So first of all, I love that at the end of this movie, they make a good on that. That was one of my favorite moments. This idea of just like everyone, we're all connected and we're all going to play music together. And this song is going to make everyone so happy that everyone through space and time is going to like, we're going to fix everything just by being united, which is, again, it's a simple idea. It's an almost silly idea, but it's so, the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah.
Just in the world we're living in right now, I feel like that's exactly. I mean, you would like to think that someone could write a song that could unite the world. I think Bill and Ted could do it. Clearly, they did do it. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like it felt like pure. It felt pure, and I appreciated that they were like, we're going to make good on this, and there are apocalyptic level stakes in the movie of not just needing to unite the world, but now space and time are. It's all collapsing because they haven't written the song. You know what I kind of, they did have this and I liked it, but I almost wanted a little bit more burnt out Bill and Ted, like middle-aged Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
I feel like, the movie is very short. It's 90 minutes. So you don't, and Bill and Ted the series has never been about emotional depth or nuance or layers. It's all pretty surface level stuff and it works. I kind of wish they'd spent a little bit more time with Bill and Ted, taking the route of like, oh, the band had broken up and maybe they have kind of been going off on their separate ways. That's a different movie.
Yeah.
Almost like you have to kind of pick and choose what movie you want. Did you feel like you got enough of middle-aged Bill and Ted, or that kind of like, oh, they're burnt out and they're not really.
Yeah. I mean, I think it served the purpose for what they were trying to say, where they're visiting just different iterations of themselves through time. But I see what you're saying, because also they, as actors, they did such a good job like during these time periods.
Well, that's something else I loved is they took the evil Bill and Ted concept and they expanded it and gave them even more to do.
Yes, and you don't just hate them this time. Like, it's funny and they're still Bill and Ted, whereas with Bogus Journey they didn't quite feel, well, they weren't Bill and Ted, so I guess they were, but
it went almost a little too far.
It's the mean-spirited thing that we've talked about. It's like that wasn't here, so it was a little more. It was just more enjoyable.
Like,
to
they're
watch.
evil, but they're evil, and also the fact that they each version of them is just different makeup, different personalities,
Yes.
which gives Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves so much to play
Keanu gets
with.
a nice little fat suit,
You get a nice
which
little
is
fat suit,
adorable.
and they're like tough prison guys, and then they're just burnt
my
out angry
God.
guys, and then they're also British.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was just like such a fun film. And I just like it. Gosh, I suck on this today. It's just
Did
me
you-
gushing again.
So you felt a lot of times I feel like what happens is especially when people, if I'm going to run with my Indiana Jones comparison, let's talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is personally, I don't like that movie. It doesn't really feel like an Indiana Jones movie, but on top of that, Harrison Ford in the role of Indiana Jones feels off to me. Like it's like he couldn't fit that role. And a lot of that has to do with the writing and the direction of the film. But I feel like Winter and Reeves are almost immediately, and you recognize them.
Yeah.
And they have the material to work with because the script, it feels like it belongs. Like what's nice about this is you don't have a trilogy that now is like, oh, they made 2 really good ones, and then there was a third one that they made 20 years later that just feels weird and stupid. Or 30 years. Oh my God. Yeah. Almost 30 years later. Jeez. So this feels in tune with the first 2.
Yes.
And a lot of that has to do, I think, with Reeves and Winter. And just seeing them, like, it was like almost immediately, like how it was just, they fell right back into those roles.
They slipped back into these roles like so effortlessly. I mean, no time had passed, but in a way they were the same Bill and Ted teens or young adults, but there was still a little more maturity to them. Like I do feel like they wove that into the script because you get certain moments where they're just not the same dumb 17-year-olds, but they might still have the same dumb reactions to things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But they're so magnificent to watch, and you can tell they probably had so much fun making this film.
Yeah.
Like they were just having a good time, and it was so evident and awesome.
I think a lot of it is the sense that everybody wanted to be there. This film doesn't have any trace of cynicism. Bogus Journey was cynical, not in a way that felt like they didn't want to be there, but this felt like it had the optimism, but also the spirit and the enthusiasm of like everybody is on board. Everybody's excited because I mean, this film is a passion project. It took, like we were saying, it took them so long to fund it that you get the sense that everyone really wants to be there. Keanu Reeves is not getting paid his regular paycheck for
No
this.
way.
Nobody who is in this, even from behind the scenes and in front of the camera, everyone kind of made it work so that this film could happen. Like whether it was a pay cut or I know even they were saying like certain technical, like the effects teams and things like that, did the visual effects, did it for a smaller rate than they would have otherwise because they wanted so badly to make this a thing. And that what's most wonderful about this is that sense that it was all for a worthwhile cause. Like it worked and they pulled it off, but that everybody wanted to make it happen. Like the movie's not going to make a ton of money. Are you crying again? So
That's so sweet.
It is. Well, it's like, the movie's not going to make a ton of money, but nobody in this movie made it to make money. They made it because they wanted to make a third Bill and Ted movie.
They love us.
They love us. They love the fans, and they. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, you can argue that like, oh, we wanted to make another Star Wars movie, but
you're gonna get that paycheck.
You're gonna make $1
back.
billion. It's like they know exactly why they're making it at the end of the day, and you always want to believe that they're making it with noble intentions. And I'm not saying they aren't, but in this case, it's the sense that they're not expecting big paychecks or a big gross. Like it's not. And now, obviously, the struggle of it's not in theaters now, but it's doing well. I mean, it's like I think it's like been number 1 on the charts for the past week or two.
So happy about that.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good to see that, especially like seeing the journey it took for them to get this to the big screen. And again, the passion is there, and you feel it. What are some other things we like? I loved, like you said, the evil Ted stuff, the evil Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't evil Bill and Ted. It was just future burnout Bill and Ted. Like angry,
jaded.
upset, jaded.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Me too.
Of course, I loved the daughters. I thought they were really sweet and fun. William Sadler. I love that they bring back Missy. and that she is now married to Ted's younger
brother. And this is like right out of the gate. So you go into this movie and it's kind of like the first scene and you're immediately like, oh God, I'm home. Like, thank you.
Like she was married to Bill's dad.
All the dads.
Then divorced Bill's dad and married Ted's dad. And now she divorced Ted's dad and now she's married to Ted's brother.
I think in IMDb she's like Missy / mom /
Yes.
like a whole bunch of terms.
I don't remember exactly, but they're like, yeah, so now you're her son, like or something. Like I can't, like it's
He was
like,
trying to trace the family
yeah,
tree.
trying to trace the family line of like where his dad
yeah.
now sits in the. It was very very funny.
Oh my gosh.
I love the people they had on board in terms of the musicians they chose, like Louis Armstrong and Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I love that Dave Grohl is in it for like a second.
Yeah.
That was great.
Kid Cudi is like, talk about like a sneak attack.
And
I'm
I don't know much about Kid Cudi, like as like what he's into, but the fact that he's talking about, I know he's kind of nerdy and he like is into that stuff. So the fact that they bring him in to explain the plot to everybody is actually really brilliant.
I thought he was fantastic.
He was a lot of fun too. And then there was Mozart, and then I don't know the Asian woman. I don't know who she was.
I couldn't understand. I didn't get that specific.
It was pretty
reference.
quick. They kind of went. Some of the film almost felt like it went too. Like you were just like, all right, we're doing this, and now we're getting this, and we're doing that. And you almost missed a little bit of the details.
I think there was a little commentary on like, oh, she's a woman, so maybe it was some kind of historical figure,
right?
And she had a flute. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Yeah, we do our part here on Missing Frames. We're very clear. Okay, Ling Lun. That's who it is.
Okay.
Ling Lun. Is the legendary founder of music in ancient China.
Oh,
so
very cool.
Very important. Definitely someone you want in a band to
someone
unite
we probably
the
should
world.
have known.
Exactly. So there was her. There was Mozart. I appreciated Kid Cudi's Station reference.
Yes,
even though Station isn't one of my favorite characters, I did love that they found a way to reference.
That was
him
great
in this movie. Favorite scenes? Like God, I think maybe my favorite scene was Bill and Ted seeing their older selves in the retirement home.
You mean when I started crying and then didn't stop for 20 minutes?
Yes. That was definitely a
very
touching, unexpectedly touching scene.
Yeah.
And I love, and this is something else I have to credit Brad for because Brad tweeted this out, but there is a post-credit sequence. So if you happen to watch the movie and didn't stick around, go back and watch it because there's also a nice little coda at the end of that too that feels very fitting. But I loved that as well. I appreciated the way they twisted at the end that it's not Bill and Ted but their daughters who kind of are the ones who instigate. But I was worried because I was like, well, I want Bill and Ted to play some part. Like I don't want them to just be on the outside of that. So I appreciated that they also played a crucial musical. They gave guitar solos that were so amazing that they saved time and space. I mean, if I wish the wives maybe had a little bit more.
Well, I was going to say one of my favorite scenes is probably the couples therapy scenes,
which is great.
So the beginning, and then they call back to it when they're traveling through time.
I like that the wives were kind of going on their own journey, and I guess you can't like
we don't see as much of it.
Yeah, you can't do you can't do everything, and I know this movie was supposed to undergo reshoots, and they couldn't because of COVID. So they basically I don't know exactly what was supposed to change, but apparently at the end of the film was supposed to be a little different, and they had to cobble together what they had. The ending
did not feel cobbled to me.
No, and I mean, now that I think about it, the ending is very abrupt. Like basically they play the concert and then the daughters come back in and they're like, and so we saved the world and everything's great, and then that's the end.
I did think, oh, okay, but it wasn't enough to make me be like, I didn't like that.
And I knew there was a post-credits thing, so I was like, well, I know there's something at the end.
So you think maybe they wanted to smooth that out a little bit? I think they probably
wanted to smooth that out. Like I think they wanted to add something more, maybe shoot some stuff at the end. But I wonder if there's anything worth the wives they could have done, because they kind of. Not that I wanted this movie to be like, all right, now we're with Bill and Ted, and now we're with the wives. There's already so much you need to do.
When you're getting the kids too, so I don't know if they could follow 3 time travel stories. We already had 2, and I think, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it was. I like them, and it's not really a huge problem, but it felt like they were off doing their own journey. So the fact that they would show up and be like, "What's going on?" and they'd be like, "We love you," and they'd keep going. But I did think that was sweet, and I loved that at the end they pay off the "I love you" thing. Like they can't say like that. I think I got it. I and Ted love you, which was great. But also, like, it's very sweet. They found the sweetness that Bogus Journey didn't have as much of. Bogus Journey was just like zany, fun, and bonkers, whereas this kind of was like more in line with Excellent Adventure, where you feel that sense of heart and that there is something very genuine going on beneath the surface. But is there anything else that stood out to you? I loved them inviting Death back into the band. Again, the movie is full of like moments. I wasn't expecting this was a movie that would like make me emotional, but there are all these really sweet moments that felt really, really just like they get you in a way that you didn't expect. That was another one when he was like, I'd love to be back in the band.
There were a lot of emotional moments, clearly, because I can't, every time even you're bringing things up again, I'm like, I thought I got over this, and I can't because I keep crying. But I think a particular moment that really got me is when Rufus's wife said, you know, your dad would be really proud of you to the daughter, and I just can't remember their names.
I really wish they had more to do too, almost. Like she was it was great that they had a connection to Rufus and that George Carlin got a little cameo in the movie. But I almost wish the daughter was a little more, she kind of just like is there and then she sort of complains the whole movie. Like she's just kind of like, Mom, I hate you. But I guess you're right. That does kind of pay off at the end with her being like, your dad would be so proud.
Yeah, but just because I didn't know he had passed.
Oh yeah, you didn't know George Carlin had.
So that had just, I don't know. I mean, I do know it, but I just didn't put it together. You know, it was one of those moments. But I don't know. That was really good. And
also, what's his name? Dennis Caleb McCoy, the robot.
Oh my God, Dennis McCoy, best robot.
First of all, the robot
ever.
design is awesome and like very like every time he would show up, it would be like, oh God, no, run. And then he's just a goofball.
And he had so much humanity to him.
Yes. I
wonderful.
wanted more from him. Like there's like a little bit of like, oh, you named him after my ex-boyfriend. I almost wanted like, I felt like they were giving him the same arc that Death had in Bogus Journey, but it almost felt like they just sort of left him hanging, but he was there and he was just kind of like, hey guys, I'm here. This is fun. Like it would have been nice to see him have a little robot. He had like, we saw him dance separately, but it would have been cool. Maybe if he breakdanced on stage with the rest of the band.
I was trying to figure out why they took him back up because I'm like, he's a robot. He's fine. Just let him do his dance.
He rescued Rufus's daughter.
Yeah.
Like, so he flew off with her.
Yeah. All right.
Kelly
fine.
The
we'll give it
name.
to you.
Yeah, but I would have liked, because they were making fun of him and he was so earnest and like, guys, I want to help. They kind of turned, like, without making him just like a gag that they sort of dismiss, they do kind of turn him into like, all right, be quiet. We get it, Dennis.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have them be like, oh, Dennis really can dance. Whoa. Like that would have been a great moment as well. Maybe something else that they wanted to touch on in the reshoots.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll do, I don't know. Do people ever do like extra stuff
I don't think
before a Blu-ray release, or is it kind of just over?
I think this is probably enough of a struggle to get made at all.
I can't imagine like starting it all up again. I mean, you can't keep pushing it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
so happy with it.
The movie's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And it's more than fine. It's good and it's sweet and it fulfills really what I think you would want from a Bill and Ted movie. Which brings me to my next point, to people who again, I don't think anyone who's listening to this right now is this person, but I'm just going to say it anyway. To people who don't like Bill and Ted, chill out. Like, what's the problem? I get it. There's just this. I know we're bringing back a lot of properties for nostalgic value, and there are bad movies that have been made from films that weren't really that good to begin with. But Bill and Ted was always just like, at its core, never trying to be more than what it was.
Yeah.
Like even Bogus Journey, which like just its ambitions were just. Its shortcomings were that it was too enthusiastic in its ambitions, but it was not like a bad movie by any means. So when I've seen people out there who look at this and say like, well, why doesn't he who cares? Like, why is this such a big deal? It's just Bill and Ted. Those movies weren't that good to begin with. It's like, well, first of all, they were good to begin with. But second, chill. It's fine. It's like, there's nothing about this movie that tries to be more than what it is. And it's sweet and it's sincere and it's genuine. And frankly, it's like, that's kind of what I want. That's kind of what the world needs. And Bill and Ted is like, just as goofy and just as fun as it needs to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
no, it does. I
to
mean,
me, I just like there's a whole narrative out there of like, do we really need this movie? And it's like, of course we didn't need this movie, but like, what a nice little gift that we got it.
let's just be grateful that movies are made
At all,
now,
especially
okay?
right
like
now.
good, bad, ugly.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like I don't know. We are in this. It's easy to be critical
Yeah.
and hate things because that's the easy way. But yeah, just enjoy this. It was wonderful. It was great. I
Yeah.
want to watch it again. I'm glad we purchased it instead of rented it.
Yes. Yeah. Show some
'Cause I
support
will
and
watch it
rent or
again.
buy it.
I just love it. I feel like it's gonna be my like new I need a cry cathartic film.
Yes.
Is that weird?
A little bit.
A little bit.
But
I don't
in
know.
a good way.
So when I love a movie and it brings me happiness, I cry. Like I don't really cry at actual sad stuff as much as I do when like Sean's had many experiences with me where he'll show me a really like lovely fun movie and I just will weep for hours
Yes.
afterwards.
The Muppet
So,
movie.
The Muppet movie. What was the
That's the one
other?
I can think of
The
right now.
princess one with Amy Adams.
Oh, Enchanted.
That got me
Yeah.
real good.
Enchanted's great too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I don't know, random Star Trek
So I-
TNG episodes.
Yes. So I should just not show you happy things
I
anymore?
guess
is what you're
not,
telling
but
me?
this is my jam.
Yes.
Like this was fantastic,
agree.
and I'm
I
still
think
crying.
if you're a fan of Bill and Ted, I think you will appreciate.
I
This
think
movie
so,
was made
too.
for fans of Bill and Ted. I
Yeah.
think more than anything else. It feels like a really nice.
It's
gift.
a love letter to the
Yes.
fans,
So-
but without being condescending or like, oh no, we have to hit this beat and this beat. It doesn't feel like that at
and
all.
also like a lot of times I think that's a fallback when people are like, it's just a love letter to the fans. Forgive its flaws, but in this case, that works for me. Like it's
It
like
works,
the film because,
yeah.
and again, it's because the first two films weren't necessarily masterpieces to begin with, so you get a lot of leeway with that. But also, this feels very sincerely like we made it for you. We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, it was
And
just very
we
joyful.
did, yeah. It
Yeah,
worked.
I loved it.
Fulfilled that promise. So, what should our rating scale be? Do we want to make Dennis our rating scale,
Yeah, let's do it.
or Old Bill and Ted, or what do you think?
I can't think right now.
we'll
I'm
say
overwhelmed.
we'll say how many Dennises.
Dennis
or
McCoys.
Let's give him his full name, which is Dennis Caleb. How many Dennis Caleb McCoys would you give?
5.
Bill and Ted. 5.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it 3.5.
Ugh, you
It's
monster.
right in between Excellent Adventure. What's crazy is, Bogus Journey has its appeal, and I think it works for what it is, but I think I like this more than Bogus Journey for sure.
I do too. I think so. A couple things. I think it's going to be 1, 3, 2 for my rating, and secondly, you got to watch all 3. I think
Yeah.
it's actually like very important to like. Yes, the middle one has its more flaws than the others, but to get the whole picture, especially with death, like what a great. Just watch for death, if anything,
Yeah.
for Bogus Journey. But I'm really glad I did these in order and have
Yeah.
like, and man, if you're gonna get 2 right, the first and the last are the
Yes,
ones.
those are the
And
ones
like
you wanna
this
get
really accomplished that.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm really, really happy with
I
it.
agree. Well, I'm glad we got to watch it. I'm glad it was great. Go watch Bill and Ted Face the Music. If you haven't, again, we just spoiled everything for you. So
Yes, so
Sorry.
don't listen to this.
sorry. Just go back in time, get in your phone booth, and go back in
Yep.
time, and you know the deal. So thank you again, Sarah.
Thank
I love you
you.
so much, and I will be out on the internet where I live, apparently on Twitter. If you want to reach out, contact
Infinite
me.
versions of Sean.
Yes, there are infinite versions of me on the internet. So you can reach out on Twitter at YayShawnDoorman or Instagram at ShawnDoorman, and let me know what you think. Let me know where this ranks in your movies, if it lived up to your expectations. But yeah, this is great. I hope everyone out there, that we're all excellent to each other. And that's that.
It's the beginning.